A couple of days ago I came across this position and it was only the hero of this game, English International Chess Master Simon Ansell, who provided me the PGN of the game. Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video we're going to cover a very dramatic game played between Simon Ansell and Polish chess grandmaster Lukasz Cyborowski. The game was played in Daventry, which is a town in England. This game has become notable in the sense that a very beautiful winning opportunity was missed, and now we will take a look at it. So without further ado, let's get started with the game. Ansell, who was playing with the white pieces, opened up with e4, to which Cyborowski responded with Sicilian defense, knight f3, e6, and g3, white is sidestepping the main theoretical battle, preparing to fianchetto his kingside bishop as soon as possible, knight f6, queen e2, d5, he takes d5. Of course, by going for e5 and then d3, white could transpose to well-known King's Indian attack positions, but we have the exchange of pawns on d5. White castled kingside, bishop e7 and knight a3. A rare move. Before this, rook d1 had been seen with the idea of playing d4, but in our game we have knight a3, black castled kingside, knight c4, queen c7, d3, b6, a4, bishop b7, bishop d2, rook d8. Meanwhile, the players are developing and centralizing their pieces. Bishop f6, rook e1, b5, knight ce5, knight d, b4, a6. Well, looks like that white pawn stepped too far, and later we will see that it's going to become a target for black pieces. Bishop e7, well, capturing on b2 is not really good. The bishop can be chased away successfully. Black can face serious problems. Although according to Stockfish, it's possible to capture, but that requires huge calculations. Bishop f4, queen b6, h4. Like in King's Indian attack, we have a standard attacking idea. The h-pawn is marching forward, and meanwhile the a-pawn drops, but this time the h-pawn is going forward. Knight a b4, h6, g6. By pushing forward his h-pawn too far, white managed to weaken the dark squares around black king and will try to exploit them. Bishop g5, offering the exchange of dark squared bishops, which can weaken black's dark squares further, but black is not even thinking of trading up the bishops. Knight d5, bishop g7 and b4, c4, knight b6, b3. White is freeing the long diagonal for his queen. Knight goes back on d7, queen b2. There we have it, the total control over the long diagonal, and white is not even interested in capturing the rook on f8. This bishop is just a monster which can be useful. Rook e8, finally black is moving away his rook, freeing the f8 square for the dark squared bishop, and the bishop is just in time, is neutralizing the threat. So it was in here that white missed a brilliant winning idea and instead played bishop f6. Let's take a quick look at how the game ended and then we will come back. After which black played knight e7, a strange move, could simply move away his rook, with which black is managing to fight back, but we have knight e7 which is losing on the spot, and after knight fe5 black resigned. Right now the threat is knight takes d7 and then bishop e5, knight f6, and yeah, it turns out that there is no defense. Black's position is totally lost. If knight takes f6, then knight takes f6, and we can even get checkmated. Beautiful checkmate, right? But now let's go back to move 29, where white played bishop f6. So black's defense was lame, and after bishop f6, knight e7, as I've already mentioned, is losing. Instead it was better to play rook c8. But instead of playing bishop g7, white has a very beautiful move, and that move is an absolutely staggering queen g7 sacrifice. Look at this beauty, guys. Here is what Ansell wrote on Twitter. I am forever going to regret not playing queen g7. And yes, guys, this is something which will be very hard for Ansell to forget. But stay strong, Ansell. You will have another chance, believe me. Now let's see how is white managing to win by going for the queen sacrifice. So all black can do is to accept it, and then we have h takes g7 with knight h6 mating threat. That's why black should open up a luft for his king. Knight h6 check, king h7, and knight takes f7. The threat is knight g5 check, and then knight f6 checkmate. And now black is giving up his rook. We have rook takes h8. By the way, let's take a quick look at that artistic checkmate. And then checkmate appears on the board. That's why black is playing rook takes h8, g takes h8, rook takes h8, knight g5 check. And then we have rook takes e6. There it goes. White pieces are just on time. Queen c8, with which black is avoiding any possible forks from e6. And now we have rook takes g6 check, king f8, knight takes h8, and despite the fact that we have a material equality, white's position is totally winning. There is a discoordination among black pieces, black king is vulnerable, and white can easily finish up black king. But unfortunately, Ansell missed queen g7 check, and he played bishop f6. Which is not strong, as I've already mentioned. With rook c8, black could fight back, but instead we have knight e7, and after knight e5, resignation followed. In the end, a chess puzzle for you, a thematic one where you have to exploit the weakness of the long diagonal. It's white to move and win the game. I will wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Here are more suggestions for you. Feel free to check them out as well. I will see you in my next video.